So next speaker is Cesare Riillo from Lux Innovation. Perfect.
Okay, so hello everybody. Nice to be here with you. I'm going to present here now my job that actually was conducted in my previous organization jointly with Chiara Peroni. We were working at the time in the National Institute of Statistics of Luxembourg, STATEC, and so we are now going to present what from an official survey to a probabilistic based online panel, the drivers to opt in. Online panel typically rely on voluntary opt-in schemes such as advertisement or internet portals or advertisement, and this is what in literature is known as non-probability based online panel. Well, the problem behind this kind of is that the probability of recruiting particular respondents is unknown at the very best and zero for who is not having access to internet, for example. This creates a situation when generalizing the results of the particular survey taken using this panel are difficult to be generalized to the population. So what I'm doing here is sharing the experience of Luxembourg dealing with this kind of problem. Basically, I'm going to show you, to present you what was our sampling process in order to use an official face-to-face, highly reliable survey, the USILC survey, to draw an online panel that may be better than that can mimic, let's say, the probability-based panel. Basically, the population of Luxembourg is quite small country, it's around 600,000 people, and the sample of the USIRC is roughly 10,000, and for people that were more than 16 years old, there is a subsequent module of the sample, of the survey. Out of this, in this 8,725 respondents, 1,300 agreed to be contacted again for conducting other surveys. If yes, they were asked to provide an email. These are, we sent then these invitations to these people, and we completed the first survey. This was a COVID-related project, and out of this 735, 655 actually agreed to share, to be part of our online panel. What I'm going to present to you quickly is to how we estimated the opt-in probabilities. So the likelihood of the respondents of the official survey to join the online panel, and compare how this recruitment, once using these opt-in probabilities, assess how they are good into mimic the overall official statistics. So we used a simple logit model using a very rich household dataset survey. Our dependent variable was yes or no, so it was pretty natural to use yes to use the logit model. And the preselect, I mean, were many drivers. It's really hundreds of variables we may use to, and so we used the LASO model to preselect potential candidates drivers, and then using some theoretical reasoning in order to select these drivers and fine-tuning our model. And we computed then the inverse of the probability, that are our weights, and these are used before any further statistical adjustment that you do at the end of the survey, typically calibration, just to be clear. So all in all, our model was fitting quite good the selection, the opt-in probability mechanism. We have a specificity of 81%, a sensitivity of 67. Given this kind of studies, we believe is not so bad. And so we continued with this work, and here I'm showing, I hope you can read it. I wanted to show you which are the main drivers that we identified as that explains the choice of the respondents of the official survey to join our panel. First, you can see here on the top, this is percentage points, and they are all categorical variables, so you can compare directly. You can read that who has the internet at home is our base category, for example, is 10% more likely to join into the online panel. When looking at we see what is as well the openness to and the kindness to propensity towards the surveys is playing a major role. This top on the top, roughly 20% of people who consent to use administrative data to complete the survey, so showing some confidence into the interview process, they were more likely to join the to opt in into the panel. Age, of course, is playing a major role, and we saw that as well. Health conditions, so people having a bad health, self-reported health conditions, were less likely to join. But what probably is not, I want to show here in this picture is the predicted probabilities by people having access to internet at home, how this decline, this is higher for all age groups, but of course declines for older people. After that, in this figure, we are comparing our unweighted sample, so people who opt in without correcting for the opt-in probabilities, with the official figures of the population. And we did this for observed variables, so age, gender, education, and area of residence. And except for area of residence, we observed that our sample, using the opt-in weights, were resembling the population better than the unweighted, with the exception of area of residence. This is somehow understandable that only one number that tries to accommodate different drivers may not be good in all socio-demographic characteristics. So just to conclude, what are the main message, and I will invite you to be interested in this research and maybe to provide me some useful references to use for drafting on the paper, is that we think that this process, that recruiting from a traditional official general population survey can be an effective procedure to build a probability-based online panel. First of all, it's quite cheap because we are basically building upon the work that is done by somebody else. And then the main drivers for opt-in are socio-demographic, age, education, of course, plays a role, IT expertise, so having the internet at home, and what we have mentioned before is the positive attitude towards survey in general. And this is something that maybe can explain why some panelists stay in the panel for long. And this was measured in terms of tentative answers, consent survey. And we think this is besides being cheap and relatively easy to be implemented, we think that provides a useful way to increase representativeness, even before any additional statistical adjustment. Thank you all, and hope to have tickled your curiosity and waiting for Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cesare.